Hi, my name is Danica Whitcomb, and I am here to discuss educator dispositions. When taking the survey, there were some areas where I felt I have some strengths and some dispositions where I definitely could stand to grow as well as an educator. Some of the areas where I feel like I have strengths would be any of the areas that dealt with relationships. First and foremost, I think the thing that has made me a successful teacher is that I truly do believe all students are capable of learning, and that it is my job to support them in the learning process and to push them to be the best that they can be. I think that I am there to guide the students in reaching their goals, and that's something that makes a successful teacher when we can come alongside students and really push them and help them to be their best. I think I also am successful because I try really hard to be warm and welcoming and have a professional attitude and build meaningful relationships with my students and staff alike. When we build relationships like that, I think that there's nothing we can't do. And one final strength that I believe I have is acting ethically. I've always taken it very seriously that I am a role model for students, and I do my best to be an example for them as well. Of course, there are some areas where we can learn and grow as well, and one of those areas for me would be around social justice and equity. I think that this is a topic, especially right now, that evokes a lot of emotion and is one that is hard to leave your personal feelings out of it. And so I would say I just have more to learn in this, and I feel that I need to be more grounded in what I believe in my approach, especially teaching younger students. I'm a first grade teacher, and I feel the need to go about this appropriately for their ages. Another area that I think would just be community involvement. I wouldn't say that this is something that I necessarily struggle with, but just something that I don't feel I have really had the opportunity to do before. At the previous school I've been at for all of my teaching career has been far away from my house. And so community involvement has not been a big focus of mine because I didn't live in the community. This year I am stepping into a new school, and it's where I live. It's the community that I'm a part of. And so I'm really excited to grow in that way and figure out how my role in the community can impact me as a teacher as well. A professional educator should look the part. We should come across professionally. We should present ourselves appropriately and with dignity, realizing that we are always being watched. That's another reason why we need to behave ethically as well. I think that in order to do that, we need to have warm and welcoming personalities, but also just realize the big responsibility that it is to always have students looking up to you. We're held to really high standards, and that should be something that we should aim to meet for our students and for staff, for parents, and the community that we live in. Even though those standards are high, it's our job to do that. And so we should lead by example. Professional educators should try to reach those high standards and should always take into account state and district guidelines, as well as the model code of ethics for educators, to make sure that our behavior is appropriate and within the bounds of what is okay for teachers to do and to say. And that can look different as well, whether you're a elementary teacher, a high school teacher, depending on where you teach. It's important to be aware of the expectations so that way you can meet them. We're really lucky as educators to be an example and to get to interact with students and parents daily. And we just need to make sure that we're approaching that and that job with warmth, with professionalism, and just awareness that we are always being watched. And what a gift that really is for us to be able to be examples of integrity and of Christ's light as well. Thank you.